Hi, I am Dr. Kim Sage. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist. Welcome to my YouTube channel and to this series, part of my Wildly Loved series, where we are unpacking our childhoods and looking at our trauma brains and attachment patterns and how really these difficult childhoods often play out in our adult lives. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing and clicking the bell, and that way you'll get notified when I post new videos. And please check out my courses down below. As an example, this is a PDF bound together from my course on healing and dealing with borderline and or narcissistic parents, which just is full of everything you can imagine, everything on this channel I've ever talked about, and so much more. And my course on remothering yourself, healing that little child within, but also the inner parent, because they're both inside. And often that shame voice that talks, it really is the language of, you know, who do you think you are? You're not good enough, or you're not safe, or no one will ever love you. And then a free course I have also on understanding more about what may have happened to you in childhood. Okay, let's get into what I believe are 5 of the top burdens we carry. It's like this heavy pack, you know, pounds and pounds on our back when we are raised by more toxic parents. Number 1, it is my job to do everything in my power to make others happy. I must sacrifice my body, my life, my health, my well-being, my beliefs, all of it I must do in order to make others happy. And so sacrifice is my burden at the core. Sacrifice of self at its highest level. That is the only way I can find love and value in the world and relationships, is through the burden of sacrifice. Number 2. Love must be earned. Love is hard and it is never easily given. Love itself is a burden. So love is heavy, right? Love is not easily distributed. Love is only given conditionally when we are being good or caretaking or helpful. And so when we're not doing those things, we don't deserve love and we're not worthy or lovable at all. Number 3. I am a burden when I am in need. And so there is a burden to being human and to having needs. And so it's really the burden of being human and having neediness inside. Like, you're just not allowed to have that. And so you yourself are a walking burden. Everything that makes you you, when you need something, when you long for something, when you ask for something, boundaries, you know, whatever it is, support, that even though you might say up here in your mind, like, well, I'm entitled to that, deep inside, you feel like you're a burden on others. And so you won't share your struggles. You'll listen to your friends talk all day long about their problems, but you won't share yours. It's like there's just this weight to being you, and you don't feel like you can have a space in relationships. Number 4, my parents' happiness is my responsibility. I am their whole life, and they are the center of my world, not my partner, my job, my hobbies. And so it is the burden of responsibility for my parents, for their happiness. And so this plays out oftentimes in you not taking that job you wanted, or taking that exciting new trip or move because mom or dad or parent wouldn't approve of it, because they are suffering and they need you. And there's, of course, in many cultures and many families, sometimes we have to make sacrifices and take care of others. That's not what I'm talking about. This is about they exist at the top of the spectrum, of the kind of the pyramid, I should say. And it is always your job to be kind of flowing up that happiness, and you always come second. And it's a great burden, because not only when they're living do you never feel like you have a separate self that is entitled, but often long after they're gone, if they've passed, you think, oh, I'll be free when they're gone. But you're carrying the burden and the weight of pleasing them, and then you often transfer that into other parts of your other relationships in life. And number 5, lastly, betrayals must be kept secret and silent. You can never tell the truth of what happened in the family. It is the burden of secret keeping. And so even if, let's say in childhood, you didn't tell your kids about certain things and they ask you as an adult, you can never tell. But you're being judged for something that they were told by the other parent, for example. Or you never talk about events in the family, generational trauma that you were present for that hurt you, because you don't want to tarnish the image of that person. And I've seen many people in therapy say, you know, my parent completely lied about who the other parent really was. And I had this image that they had left them or divorced them and lost them. And then I found out who they were. And I'm so, you know, it hurts, but thank God they're not in my life, or I didn't have them around. But the bottom line is that it is your burden to carry. The weight of all of the secrets in the family or what happened to you. And there's an appropriateness about when you tell your kids about certain things. And if you do, I would highly suggest, you know, you take your time on that. But the truth is that many people believe, and I think this is generally true, secrets make families sick. Now, I'm not talking about you telling your 5-year-old that daddy cheated on me, that's why I left him. That's a different story, which people do a lot of the time. But maybe there's a place for that down the road when your child is an adult and believes that the father or mother can do no wrong and is very, you know, controlling or shaming. I don't know. Maybe you shouldn't be talking about certain things. Maybe you should. That is your decision to make. But you get to make it. Shouldn't be your burden to carry the weight of the woundingness, of the secrecy on your back. So those are what I believe the top 5 burdens we can take on. I know there are more. Please feel free to share more down below. But I want you to just understand that so much of what happens to us, it isn't just like, oh, that was back in childhood, I could just forget about it. It is truly playing out in our lives today until we sort of become aware and awaken to, oh, that's something I believe because I had to survive. But I don't have to believe that anymore or carry that weight anymore. So I hope you found this video helpful. I thank you so much for being here. Please stay safe and well, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.